Hi, welcome to Personal Statements, Part 2. And in this presentation, we'll be looking at how to organize your writing for your personal statement. So first of all, let's recap what we looked at in Part 1. Remember that we talked about making a mind map and jotting down ideas under 4 categories: academic excellence, work experience or involvement in student organizations, personality and soft skills, and career goals. And so in this presentation, let's look at how we could organize a paragraph on work experience. Well, one thing that we need to do is think about what are we going to include within that paragraph. And so we should talk about the nature of the job, talk about examples of things you've done in that job. You should quantify your achievements, and finally finish by evaluating and concluding your work experience. So here's an example of talking about the nature of your job. Okay? After regularly volunteering at the St. Patrick's Elderly Home in Taipo, I was provided with the opportunity to become a group leader. Okay? And my role included coordinating volunteer events, relaying messages from the elderly home staff to group members, and assisting with preparations for special celebrations such as birthday parties. So here we've got a very specific explanation of what the job was and some of the tasks involved in that job. And then we can get into more detail about things that you did in your job. So, for example, last Christmas I was asked to coordinate a Christmas party, okay, very specific thing, for the elderly residents. The objective of the Christmas party was to create opportunities for the elderly residents to socialize. Okay, again, what exactly does organizing a Christmas party mean? And then a kind of evaluation. Why is it a good thing to let those elderly people socialize? Well, it's been proven to help in improving mental health. However, only 30% of the residents were interested in attending the party at first. Okay, so here's a problem you faced. What did you do about it? Well, to encourage participation, I gathered my group members the day before the event to bake cookies and refreshments for the party. Okay, so here you're showing that you've faced problems and that you've come up with possible solutions. And next we want to quantify as far as possible. So because the residents could feel our sincerity, the effort involved in making those baked goods for the party, the event was very successful, full attendance. See, gone from 30% to 100%. Nice work. Some family members of the residents even came to the party and expressed gratitude. Okay, so there is a specific thing that they did, a specific thing that you made happen. Okay, an expression of gratitude from the relatives of the elderly home residents. And finally, a bit of evaluation and conclusion. A memorable experience for me. Community service has allowed me to help people, but has also resulted in my personal growth. How exactly? Well, I learned that caring for people is a multifaceted enterprise, and just to repeat and help to put this into the memories and attention of the readers of your personal statement, instead of ordering delivered food for the party attendees, handmade refreshments were a better expression of our sincerity. Now let's look at something similar for the career goals paragraph. Well, you should talk about what industry you're interested in becoming a part of, and talk about any specific goals that you have for the short or long term. As many details as you can provide will always be helpful and help to make your application stronger. And talking about how you want to achieve those goals that you've set for yourself. And finally, justify your application. Always leave them thinking, yes, this is why we should take this candidate seriously. So for example, industry and career goals. Well, I aspire to become a clinical psychologist. Okay, well, that's a good first step, but clinical psychology has many different aspects. So what exactly do you want to do in that field? Well, I want to provide counseling services. And counseling services to who? Well, people with mental health problems. Then we can get even more detailed, even more specific. I find that people in poverty who struggle with mental health problems don't have the means to consult clinical psychologists. Okay, so here's a very specific thing you want to focus on, providing support for those who may not have as much money as others. With my expertise, I wish to extend my counseling services to this specific group of people by setting up a non-profit organization. Okay, so the goal gets more and more specific as the paragraph develops. And finally, how do we want to get to that goal? Well, I will pursue a 4-year master's program in clinical psychology and also justification. The experience provided by this program will help me to become a qualified psychologist and serve those in need in our society in the future. So remember, you need to express a clear goal. You should talk about your short-term and your long-term plans and your long-term, short and long-term goals. And finally, just to sum up, remember, you've got to read that application prompt carefully. Your personal statement has to reflect what they're looking for. And use your common sense, use your judgment, think about what do these people need to know, want to know, what might they already know. Make it personal. It's a personal statement, okay? Make it all about you, not about some sort of generic student, but you, exactly what you've done, what you can do, what you want to do. And be creative, be bold. This is not an opportunity to be humble or to apologize. No, you want that internship, you want that scholarship, you deserve it. So make sure to really sell yourself. And talk about what contributions you can make to the field, to the community, to the industry, to the university. And finally, make sure, once again, and this is related back to number 1, make sure that what you're writing is very specifically addressing what they have asked you to say in your personal statement. Okay, well, thanks for watching and good luck in writing your personal statement. If you want a little bit more help, you can, remember, go to our ELSS online resources. There's the URL, and there is our reference to writing and then scholarship personal statements. So, good luck.